Welcome to the spring update in the garden, and to start I will be sharing the good and the bad. These zucchinis are lacking a bit of magnesium, that's what that looks like. I'll be adding Epsom salts to that, but they have started fruiting very fast. So as soon as they were just big enough, they've started throwing out lots of little fruit, which is very pleasing to see. They were saved seeds and they always do better. In the middle there is the sunflowers that we sowed earlier from the sunflowers I feed to my chickens, and they have since been thinned out, not so thickly there. The dill's going great. I've picked that for inside, just a little sprig to add into salads. If you've never tried fresh dill, it's amazing. Butternut squash are doing fine. These are my cherry tomato varieties, different ones in this bed. They're doing great. The white salad onions that were very late to be planted in are doing great too, and the carrots. So this may be the last lot of carrots I grow. I'll share why in another video, but these are saved seeds. I think they were saved seeds, otherwise they're heirloom seeds, but I'm going to give one more lot. I do have mixed success with those. The marigolds are going okay, but I think we've got a little bit of spider mite. That is just such a nuisance in the garden. It doesn't seem to kill the plants, but they don't look too great sometimes. This is the apple tree bed that we put in. That is just full now. We've got everything growing in that. But I've started to take some of the comfrey now, harvest that and use it as fertilizer in the garden. It's fantastic. So nice big leaves ready to be used. So that will be cut right down to the ground and open up that space again. But in there is garlic chives that I've been cutting the scapes of. Sorry, not garlic chives, elephant garlic, and they'll be harvested very soon. This is the youngberry bed we did in a power hour, and that has really responded to the way I trained that. So have a look at that. You won't have seen that one trained like that before. That's responded very well, and I'll need to net that soon. The berries are not red yet, so they're fairly safe from the birds, but once those berries start to change colour, and there's so many of them, we'll need to net that and protect them. But at the moment I'm letting them have lots of sunshine, because our weather has been sunshine rain, you know. And underneath there is the perpetual spinach and the rainbow chard that I have been harvesting from. It is trying to bolt, but I'm cutting it back and keeping it going. A few strawberries as well. Now in this grow bag I thought I had lost it, but there's the one tiny little purple asparagus. So I have great asparagus growing in the garden, nice thick, but I thought I'd lost that one, but it looks like it is going to grow. Now we had a power hour creating these tubs recently, a couple of videos back, and this is the sweet potatoes we put in there. It's the purple variety that is responding very well for being in those planters and the soil and amendments I put in there. The popcorn, not so much. We'll need to look at that. I am getting some bug damage up here, so they've managed to climb up there, but that's a bit of lettuce that's copping a little bit there, but they're still looking okay. I've got two canes here. The raspberries just haven't grown yet, but one that has, and the butternut squash that is happy enough and that can grow and sprawl along the ground there when it gets going. This is a graft that I did earlier. I don't think I've shared the grafting video yet, but I grafted onto these grapes and I've had to cut back the grafting tape to release the buds. The grafting tape is not grafting tape, I don't think, proper grafting tape, so I've had to watch them and rescue them, but it looks like they've taken. These grow bags, I don't normally grow in grow bags. This is the first for me, but I've got some grow bags going so I can grow as many tomatoes as I can, because I've got so many varieties that I'm growing, and that is the dwarf variety in those. This is a new garden bed you would not have seen. We've just put that in, and this is the cherry tree that volunteered, that has finally started to grow cherries, but it's growing more black aphids than anything, all on the tips. They're just annihilating the tips. So I'm considering either neem oil or just trimming them into a bucket of hot water. I'm still waiting on a good ladybird population. They're in there, but there's not enough. So this is bed 3, where you've got yarrow and lobelia looking very pretty, and these are the salad seedlings that I placed in from Sarah in London, in Seville, and they have produced really, really good beetroots, lovely sized beetroots. So I have reluctantly, I'm not pulling them all out. I only put a few in, and so I'm going to leave one of each in so that they grow seeds, because they're massive. So I'm leaving the biggest one in, and I've pulled some others out, but they're really huge. You'll see them. And with the beetroot, I eat pretty much the whole plant. So obviously the roots are eaten, but I love the stems of these, particularly these, well, all varieties really. I love the stems. I use them like celery. You can, I usually cook with them, not eat them raw, but the leaves I eat raw in salads. These are the white salad onions that are starting to look like they're ready, and the warrigal greens are starting to flower, so I don't know if we'll end up harvesting that. I'm waiting on the poppies here. They are ready to burst open with beautiful flowers. So they have, I don't know if they've been slow or not, but they're in a shaded area, very, very, very shaded area of the garden. So it's amazing that all of this is growing in there. This is my olive tree, and I've not ever seen any olives yet. So far it doesn't look like anything's affecting the flowers this year. There's nothing attacking it. So who knows, I might get olives. I've certainly got a lot of flowers. The dahlias, I've fallen in love with dahlias last year and gone and got a whole lot of varieties. So they are, I'm starting them in these pots. I was a little bit concerned about this one, and I'm still concerned about it. So in a previous video I'll show you these. They were small shriveled little things that I got, and I wasn't sure if they'd grow, so we will see. In this pot we've got a cucuzza, which I'm growing for the very first time up a wire wall we've put up recently, some peas at the back, and a loofah that he's struggling in. I think it's the cold, because we're getting a few warm days, but then it goes really cold again. And in a big grow bag I've got these potatoes that I've thrown in. Now they were little potatoes that had sprouted and were sitting on my potting bench like for months, I think, and I finally just threw them in the bag to see what would happen. And this is the pot where I've got the choco, and I've got a cornflower here and some miner's lettuce. That's really, I could start harvesting that now. And the choco is a smooth skin choco that I brought back from Burnley Gardens, and a black eye bean in there for nitrogen more than anything else. Now over here is my favourite strawberry. This thing grows massive strawberries. I don't think it's because of what it's growing in, it's more the variety, because it's in this little tiny thing. But I'm going to propagate from that. I didn't mark that variety unfortunately, so I can't share with you what it was. But this is the cassava that was growing in the overwintered in the hothouse. That is doing really well outside now, and I've managed to rescue the ice cream bean tree that I burnt to a crisp in the hothouse. I realised after a couple of days after it was in there, it did not like it. So I've brought it out, and I thought it was dead, but it did come back. These are my Cafe au lait, beautiful dinner plate pink dahlias that are pretty much my favourite dahlias. If you've not seen them, look them up. They're just magnificent. And over on the potting bench, I've got a lot of plants that can go in very shortly, but you can see the loofah is a favourite with something. Everything else has been pretty good as far as pest damage. Even the brassicas that were up here, like I still had cabbages up here and they were being left alone. But loofahs look promising as far as they look tasty to bugs, so they're probably tasty for us, like you eat them when they're young. Basil, I'm growing up a little before I put them out, and so that's the purpose of a lot of these things being on my potting bench. I'm potting up before I plant out. And those artichokes, I'll put a couple of those in my front garden where it doesn't get quite as much water. So I do try and group some things that don't like a lot of water or don't need a lot of water together, so I'm not using more water than I need to, and I'm not overwatering and causing all sorts of issues with too much water on some plants. So this is a trailing nasturtium that's grabbed hold of the brickwork there, so I did pull it off and train it onto the TP I had, but it will grow up the brickwork, it seems, which is kind of handy. The scarlet broad beans are very slow to produce buds in comparison to your regular ones. I have found they're incredibly pretty in the garden, but I'm yet to see production from them. However, they are first year seeds that I've brought in, and I never judge by first year seeds because I have found that I have tried things in the past that haven't done very well, as in one thing that comes to mind is the golden zucchini, but the seeds I saved from the golden zucchini for the next year did fantastic. So that could be a combination of soil health has improved, but also your saved seeds are generally stronger. So I'm putting in here some watermelon and cucumbers, and I've added a bit more colour into some of the gardens. This is a newly developed area which I will share properly later, but I've got a lot of flowers going in there as well. So that is, there's a lot of colour in here in the garden in spring, and I even enjoy like that purple cauliflower, the colour of vegetables. And the other day, or the previous video even, I shared some vegetables that have magnificent colour that could be grown just as ornamentals on their own. More comfrey in this area, and I've got sweet peas, not sweet peas, snow peas growing here, succession planting. I'm learning that it pays to have succession planting, which I haven't been that great at, but I've got better this time round this year. But I basically watch for when something's producing and then throw seeds in for that thing once it starts producing, hoping that then by the time that's finished I'll have more of the other. So this is a little bit of an ornamental section in amongst strawberries and a couple of other edibles, but this is closer to my front door area where I've got a beautiful Daphne, which is just behind the cosmos here, and so I'm going to have the smell and the flowers in there. We've got irises and alstroemerias. There is edibles in there, like there's a capsicum hiding there that I'm waiting to come back, like it's about a 3-year-old, and it hasn't taken off yet, but it's still alive. My very first cherry, and it's my only cherry because I've just bought these cherry trees and they're in pots, but there's a cherry. And yeah, it's just a little bit of a walk around to have a look through the garden right now. I really enjoy going out there and seeing what's growing and seeing what's advancing. This is the Tasmanian chocolate tomato. Now I'll have probably all up 20 varieties growing this year, so stay tuned for that. But I've got a lot of tomatoes This is the pineapple guava that is about to break out and flower. And when that does, the birds come in because they loved the sweet taste of the flower. They're actually sweet. But yeah, so that may need netting very, very soon, but I wait for them to be pollinated before I net them. Chocolate mint, that is a beautiful mint to grow. That's in a pot. Always keep your mints in a pot. And this is the beans that I took from Volunteer Broad Beans. I got 70 pods for my initial picking just here. It's looking like it's all over the ground at the moment because it was. And then I went and after I picked them, and I will show you, I trained them back up, and at the same time I built a teepee around the avocado tree. They're the purple potted peas, which I won't grow again. I didn't find them worth my time, and they got mouldy very quickly. So this is a teepee. I've built this massive teepee over top of my avocado because it was sheltered by a tree that's not there anymore. So I'm going to grow beans up this teepee, and rather than have a hessian protecting it for now and over the summer, beans can protect it. So I'll have a living shade cloth for the avocado. And this is part of permaculture and improvising and using what you've got. And I didn't have to pay out for hessian or have ugly hessian, surrounding it. Instead, I'm going to try surrounding it with a more natural canopy. If you have the new hype feature, I would love it if you hyped my video, and give us a thumbs up and say hello in the comments. And I would love to see what's going on in your garden right now too.